Pacifica, we
These
lit it,
artists'
cuz.
careers were never the same after one incident, whether it was from their own terrible decisions or a minor misstep that got blown out of proportion. Today we are going to discuss them all, starting
Who do you
with
think got it the
Macklemore,
worst?
who leaked a text message that made everyone question what they thought they knew about him. In
Oh, the
2012
Kendrick?
and 2013, you could not go anywhere without hearing the song Thrift Shop. Far from your
Whatever, I
typical
was gonna
rap
say
song,
thrift store.
Macklemore flexed $20 and had
Y'all know.
suburban moms dancing to his funky saxophone. This song spent 6 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Mac had one-hit wonder written all over him. He carried the most stereotypical white rapper image that is perceived as corny by hip-hop culture, but he proved everyone wrong with his second hit, Can't Hold Us, which
Can't
spent
Hold
5
Us.
weeks at the #1 spot. This track was definitely more of a standard pop track, but 2 Billboard #1s in his first year as a mainstream artist stamped that he was a force to be reckoned with. However, it was all about to come crashing down, as Macklemore would suffer from success. At the 2014 annual Grammy Awards, Macklemore was nominated in 7 categories, the biggest and most prestigious being Best Rap Album and Best Rap Song.
Can't believe
After
it.
winning Best Rap Performance and Best New Artist, people
Look
were
at Pharrell
happy to
face.
see him win 2 Grammys. Nominated for Best Rap Song up against Drake, Kanye West, Jay-Z, it seemed unlikely Macklemore would win, but Thrift Shop was in fact the winner
Bro,
of
fucking
Best Rap
Problems
Song
got
of
nominated for a
2014,
Grammy, that's crazy.
securing him his 3rd Grammy of the night. But what would come next would shock the world. Up against Drake's Nothing Was the Same, Jay-Z's Magna Carta, Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid Mad City, and Kanye West's Yeezus, Macklemore had absolutely no chance of winning. Everyone was betting on Kendrick since he without a doubt had the best album of the bunch, but wouldn't be entirely surprised if it went to the other nominees. The hip-hop community was floored when Macklemore and Ryan Lewis's The Heist won Best
Nigga,
Rap
I haven't
Album
even
of
heard
the
this
Year.
album.
The Heist couldn't be a more fitting name for this absolute robbery. Macklemore was being cooked by the hip-hop community online, reminding him in every comment section that he didn't deserve to win. He felt so much pressure that he decided to text Kendrick Lamar and apologize. "You got robbed. I wanted you to win. You should have. It's weird and sucks that I robbed you. I was gonna say that during the speech, then the music started playing during my speech and I froze. Anyway, you know what it is. Congrats on this year and your music. Appreciate you as an artist and as a friend. Much love." We wouldn't have ever seen this text if Macklemore didn't post it to social media, which made it even worse and looked like he was just trying to get in the good graces with the public.
Did you ever feel any way about him posting the text message or anything like that?
Yeah, I think it was uncalled for, to be 100 with you. When he sent it to me, I was like, okay, you know, I could see him feeling that type of way because he a good dude. But I think for confirmation from the world, you know, he probably felt like he had to put it out there, which he didn't need to do. He didn't need to do, but they don't take nothing away from him anyway because I know where his heart is at. He cool.
Despite Kendrick being cordial and saying that Macklemore meant
What a good
well,
guy,
hip-hop
man.
fans could never truly accept
What a
Macklemore
good
as a part of the
freaking
culture.
guy.
They thought he was disingenuous, and they didn't really like his music in the first place, so this was an easy excuse to forget about him. He stepped out of the limelight, and many people suggest his music was never as ambitious ever again. He felt guilt, and that guilt ate him alive. His 2016 album,
He's out
This
there
Unruly
feeling that
Mess
white
I
guilt.
Made, sold just 61,000 copies in the first week. Him and Ryan Lewis split up shortly after, and
Damn.
Mac released another solo album, Gemini, that did decent amongst his fan base, but ultimately he hasn't had any major mainstream success in almost a decade. But unlike Macklemore, DaBaby refused to apologize to anyone, which is leading to one of the dumbest downfalls of all time. Baby exploded
Let's
onto
talk
the
about
mainstream rap
DaBaby,
scene in
chat.
2019 with his hit song Suge, which peaked at #7 on the Billboard Hot 100. In a world of repetitive melodic trap, DaBaby
Brand new
felt fresh and
Lamborghini, fuck a
exciting,
cop
providing us
car.
with bouncy and fun bangers. He dominated for the next 2 years, constantly having multiple singles on the Billboard Hot 100, and he was in regular rotation on the radio. His track Rockstar with Roddy Ricch was the #1 song for 7 weeks straight, a very tough thing to do as a
Brand new
hip-hop
Lamborghini,
artist.
fuck
But
a cop
DaBaby was
car.
always known for having a bold personality. He was the type to say whatever he wanted, and if you had a problem, he was more than willing to handle it. He even killed a guy in Walmart. Don't worry, it was
Mark that
self-defense.
nigga.
Well, in July of 2021,
I was on
the stage at
Omegle.
Rolling Loud, his loose lips got
How many
him in
dicks
major
did you
trouble.
see?
Maybe some that he can't recover from.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexual diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air.
That is
Lady,
so
if your
wild.
pussy smell like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas.
Lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga in the parking lot, put your cell phone nice and hell.
Completely unprovoked and for no reason at all, DaBaby was thinking about gay men and what they do in their free time while he was on stage performing.
Over 21
he
to
referred
be
people with
honest.
AIDS as dirty
He
and
said
would likely die
21.
soon from the
Can you
illness.
do
Both
something for
statements
me?
are categorically and factually untrue. The clip was shared onto the internet and sent millions of people into an uproar. DaBaby addressed this on his Instagram and clarified his message.
I wasn't going on no rant. That's called a call to action. That's what that's called, because I'm a live performer. I'm the best live performer. I'm the live show killer. You interact with your fans. You get what I'm saying?
I tell them to act. If
All
you
the lights
see that
come up,
nigga sucking dick in the
straight
parking
on
lot,
the
I'm gonna
rock.
need you to punch him in the
Because
back of
my
the
gay
head.
Fans don't got fucking AIDS, stupid ass niggas.
Him doubling down on his comments made everything way worse, as he clearly was very uneducated on the AIDS disease and the unfair stigmas that come with it. And although he eventually issued an apology addressing the LGBTQ community, he had made countless contradictory statements after. He tried to profit off the controversy in music videos and even kind of redacted his own
That's
apology.
a crazy picture. He held up a sign that said
Their
AIDS.
cell phones, and it's misinterpreted by people who watch a 5-second clip at home. You're not supposed to understand what's going on. You couldn't raise your cell phone if you wanted to, so you ain't supposed to be able to digest a clip. You know what I'm saying? A clip that has been altered and shortened with a
Altered.
narrative to go along with it, with enough people driving it. It's gonna do what it do.
From here, he
Bro,
got
he
kicked
said
off
put your cell
every
phone
major
lighters in the
festival
air,
in
and if
2021
you don't got
that he
AIDS.
was supposed to perform at. And even when he did perform, he was booed and had garbage thrown at him. A-list celebrities and fellow collaborators condemned him. But the controversy continued. He got into fights, tormented and broke down the mother of his child on Instagram,
That was
tried to
crazy.
kiss one of his fans without consent.
I think that
DaBaby
was
was
before all
not
this.
trying to save face. He just kept saying, "I'm sorry for being me." His
I think he
ticket
got his
sales
timeline
plummeted,
messed
which
up.
resorted to him offering buy one get one free deals to fill out the venues. One report alleged that he only sold 500 tickets to a venue
I heard
that
that's not
holds
what happened either.
14,000 people, and he claims to have lost $30 million because of the controversy.
Like what were the
a week or
L's?
two after, $30 million, $30 million that I would have had before the ball dropped 2021. So this happened rolling out what, July? I had $30 million worth of shows on the schedule before.
That's a lot of money.
December 31st.
All he had to say was, "Put your hands in the air if
Why
you
did
just
he
don't
have
care," and all of this.
Motherfucking my grandma earrings in.
I had $30 million worth of shows on the schedule before December 31st.
All he had to say was, "Put your hands in the air if you just don't care," and all of this could have been avoided. But if you think what DaBaby said was bad,
That
you'll
was
be
pretty bad.
horrified by what CeeLo Green said in a series
What did
of
CeeLo Green
questionable
do?
tweets. If you don't remember the name CeeLo Green or
We
his
remember
previous
him.
duo Gnarls Barkley, you definitely remember his two most iconic songs, Crazy and Forget
I'm
You.
not being
Crazy peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot
crazy.
100 and spent 29 weeks on the chart. Forget You, which he released solo 4 years later,
Forget
also went number 2 on the
You.
Hot 100 after spending almost a full year on the
I
charts.
said I'm
CeeLo
sorry.
had a very unique voice
Don't
and was
drive a
undeniably
Ferrari.
talented. He pretty much only gave us
That
2
don't mean I
hits,
can't
but
take
was an
you there.
ever-present pop culture figure throughout the early 2010s. Whether he was hosting an award show, his own reality show, voice acting, or being a judge on The Voice, CeeLo
It's a
was
crazy
loved
video.
and appreciated until some shocking allegations arose. CeeLo was accused by a 33-year-old
Google
woman he
case,
dined
like,
with
yeah.
at a downtown Los Angeles sushi restaurant
What?
of placing ecstasy,
You
also
wanna
known
Google
as
his
MDMA
what?
or Molly,
Oh,
in her
no.
drink. The woman later told Los Angeles
Is
police
that how they making
detectives
them
she woke up
nowadays?
naked in bed in her hotel room.
Wait,
with
wait,
Green.
what? What?
CeeLo
Wait, what?
allegedly
Wait, what?
admitted to law
Hold on, we got a lock in chat.
until some shocking allegations arose. CeeLo was accused by a 33-year-old woman he dined with at a downtown Los Angeles sushi restaurant of placing ecstasy, also known as MDMA or Molly, in her drink.
What?
The woman later told Los Angeles police detectives she woke up naked in bed in her hotel room with Green. CeeLo allegedly admitted to law enforcement that he took ecstasy, but denied drugging the woman's drink or committing sexual assault. CeeLo's sexual assault charges were dropped after prosecutors concluded there wasn't enough evidence to take that accusation to court, but he was found guilty on drug charges, which
Wow.
landed him 3 years probation. But
Wow.
it wasn't the nature of the charges that ruined his career.
I had no idea
It's
about
what
this.
he said on Twitter after the case. After being criticized by people in public tweets, he decided to respond. "Women who have really been R-worded, remember, but point taken."
For instant volume and hair that shines.
What is the matter with these artists, bro?
Volume spray infused with a blend of
Bro,
biotin and
niggas make fun of
protein
Playboy Cardi.
enhancements, In one spray.
But at least he's not
naturally
on
lifted
Twitter like
exceptional
acting a
fluid
fool
hair.
and shit
New
like that,
Tristan
you
Full
know?
Volume Hair Care.
Oh my god.
You eat it with hemp.
They remember!
Milk. It's all good.
They all remember!
So if I tried but did not succeed, but the person said I did, then what really happened?
Wait, what?
When someone breaks in a home, there is broken glass. Where is your plausible proof anyone was R-worded? If someone passed out, they're not even with you consciously. So with implies consent. It's hard to see what point he was trying to make here, but the blogs were not holding back. CeeLo, it's not rape if you forget. CeeLo Green, it isn't rape if the victim is unconscious.
Oh
After these
my
tweets,
God.
his reputation was destroyed. He
What?
lost all of his live performance bookings. He quit The Voice to avoid being fired. His TV show was canceled, and he basically disappeared from the pop culture
Did y'all know about
zeitgeist,
this?
pretty much surviving off royalties and small film roles here and there. But I guess him and I are friends now?
Yo, Pat, what's up, man?
What?
I'm assuming that your friends call you Pat.
My friends do call me Pat, so.
And
Damn, this man just
to be one of
exposed
your
you.
friends.
That's tough.
I
CeeLo
consider
feeling
myself to be one of your friends.
fucking
The next
betrayed
person
right
on
now.
our list
Stabbed
lost
in the
her
back.
career from something
Real
that was
friends.
totally out of her
How
control.
many of us?
In fact, it may have even been a setup. Janet Jackson is a woman who needs no introduction. She's the youngest of
titty
the 9
popped out.
iconic Jackson family siblings. Although she was not a part of the original Jackson 5, she would go on to have a massive solo music career. Jackson signed the first of 2 record-breaking multi-million-dollar contracts with Virgin Records, establishing her as one of the highest-paid
$80
artists in the
million,
industry.
chat.
She was named by Billboard magazine in the 90s as the second most successful recording
Where's
artist of
she
the
at
decade
right
in
now?
the United States after
What the
Mariah
fuck?
Carey. Over 100 million records sold,
Oh!
10 Billboard #1 songs,
Damn!
27 top 10 hits.
That's
She
like
is
Drake
easily
numbers.
the most successful artist on this list, which is why her downfall is even more tragic. The Super Bowl in America is always the most watched televised program every year, with an average of around 100 million people watching the game. The halftime
Tom Brady
has
show.
historically been a major milestone in an artist's career, as it is the biggest stage they will likely ever be on. In 2004, Janet Jackson was asked to do the show, but not by herself, which was surprising since she easily had enough hits to do a full set. Instead, she only got to perform 2 of her songs. The other time was filled out by Justin Timberlake, Diddy, Nelly, Kid Rock, and Jessica Simpson. The very last song of the performance was Justin's hit song, Rock Your Body, in which Janet assisted him. The 2 met at the center of the stage to pose for the grand finale. Justin reaches across Janet's body and pulls off the chest piece of her costume, exposing her breast to 90 million people. The wardrobe
Very
malfunction
yitty.
is considered the biggest controversy in televised history.
Ever.
This incident was actually the inspiration for YouTube because of the difficulty finding footage to rewatch online. Now, to some degree, this was
Wow.
planned. Justin's
They made
intention was
YouTube
to
just to
pull
look
the
at
leather
Janet's
piece off her
titties?
chest and expose the red
They made
underneath,
YouTube for
but he
this?
ripped too much. In the split second the camera was on Janet,
I thought
you
Soulja
can
Boy
see her
was the
look down
first
in
artist
shock.
on
She
YouTube.
tried to cover herself while Timberlake stood holding the ripped pieces of her costume and bra. The FCC received more than 500,000 complaints after the performance. CBS
This
was
good.
fined $550,000, and
Suing
the
him.
halftime sponsor AOL demanded
That is
a
crazy.
return
Justin
of
Timberlake
the
just
$10
ripped off her
million
shirt.
advertising costs they paid to the NFL. Justin apologized. MTV apologized.
Well, he said sorry.
Janet apologized, even though she later regretted it because it was an accident. The media went into an all-out frenzy. The FCC investigated the halftime show to see if this was a planned media stunt meant to shock the world, citing that because she was wearing a nipple covering, that was evidence this was all set up. Class action lawsuits were filed against Janet by random citizens, claiming that her sexually explicit performance deserved maximum punitive damages. Every talk show host in the nation dragged her.
Maximum
Viacom
damages.
had to pay out $3.5 million to settle various indecency complaints, so they went and banned all
Think
radio
about the
and TV
children.
stations that they owned from playing any of Janet Jackson's music.
Oh,
Janet was
my
blackballed
God.
from the music
That's
industry
real blackball.
over an accident, and Justin was not punished at all,
That is
even though it
crazy.
was definitely his fault.
He had a
There is
great
no
career.
doubt her punishment was unfair and likely due to her gender and race. Her
Wow.
career after that wasn't totally dismantled.
Bro,
she
she
did
was
have a
just
number one
standing
album,
there.
a Grammy nomination,
That's
some light
crazy.
Billboard presence, but this incident lingered like a dark cloud over her head for many years, and slowly she faded out of the mainstream.
I am one of those women who have been gagged, both literally and emotionally, women who have been abused, women who have been intimidated, women who have lived in fear. I stand with you.
Probably the way getting back at Michael Jackson. Is that fucking Jason
However,
Derulo
today,
in the
most
background?
people
What is
can
he
all
doing there?
agree that this was just an overreaction, and she is still highly regarded as one of the most iconic pop stars of all time. Overreacting to small mistakes seemed to be common in the early 2000s.
Bro, who's
because
the
this
biggest
next
pop
artist's
star right
career
now?
was
Ariana Grande?
destroyed by
If
something
she
so
showed a
small,
titty,
it's almost unbelievable.
it'd be like, no problem,
Ashley
no one would
Simpson was
care.
the younger sister of the already
Especially
famous
if a nigga
pop star
pulled it
Jessica
off.
Simpson, who was a multi-platinum
He going to
Billboard
jail
charting
nowadays.
recording artist. She also had her own MTV show. Newlyweds, Nick and Jessica was one of the most popular programs on the network. MTV wanted to capitalize on the Simpson sisters' newfound fame and gave Ashley her own series called The Ashley Simpson Show. The series ran for 2 seasons
Wow,
and aired
what a
every
creative
week
name.
on MTV directly after Jessica's show. Viewers who were invested in Jess were introduced to Ashley immediately after. Ashley was desperate to not live in the shadows of her sister. She dyed her naturally blonde hair brown and built a pop-punk image to complement her pop-rock music. Her album's lead single, Pieces of Me, became an instant hit in the
Y'all
United
remember that?
States. The song peaked at number 5 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and sold over 500,000 copies
That was a straight banger.
nationwide. Ashley's debut album was released soon after, with an estimated 398,000 copies sold in its first week.
Damn!
Worldwide, the album sold more than 5 million copies.
Damn!
She had a bigger debut than her sister, but her career ended just before it took off. Saturday Night Live, 2004. Ashley Simpson was set to perform her single Pieces of Me
Look at those
when this
pants.
happened.
She look like fucking Billie Eilish. That's how Billie Eilish be dressing.
We are faced with challenges.
On a Monday, I am waiting. Tuesday, I'm
You might be kind of confused as to what happened.
Yeah, what happened?
Basically, the backing vocals started playing before Ashley expected them, as it was her intention to lip sync her performance. But instead of trying to catch up to the song, she stood there in a panic, then hit this extremely awkward jig dance twice before
Damn.
ultimately exiting the stage
That's
without
that-
saying anything.
she was trying to get
the show
sturdy.
cut to commercial, and when it came back, she blamed her band.
Ladies and gentlemen, what can I say? Live TV.
Exactly. I feel so bad. My band started playing the wrong song, and I didn't know what to do, so I thought I'd do a hoedown. I'm sorry.
Says fuck your
If she just
band.
told the truth right away, she may have been able to avoid the backlash. But instead,
before
Ashley
Twitter, though.
became a laughing stock.
Damn. Oh no. This is how they played it on TV? Oh nah. Nah, they violating. He said they played the wrong song.
Even news anchors poked fun at her.
Sister's performance on Saturday Night Live was, well, out of sync, you could say.
Nay, but I ain't with her.
Do that.
No.
Lip syncing adventure. We were mocking her.
At just 19, she was publicly ridiculed by the
She
world.
was
And this is
19?
all especially ridiculous considering today's standards are much lower. It almost feels like lip syncing isn't even a real
put
thing
Lil
anymore.
Pump.
Half of my favorite artists at their live shows just let the song play, jump around, and yell random ad-libs. Even though Ashley was a decent performer, and she did have an opportunity to
And I feel like it's
redeem
different.
herself on
Rappers and
various
singers are
late-night
different,
shows,
though.
Nobody cared. Nobody wanted to give her a
Oh, yeah,
second
Ariana
chance.
Grande did
It was
get canceled
too much
once.
fun to make jokes and boo her off stage.
Damn. Nah, not like this.
She did have a moderate comeback with her single Boyfriend in
Hey,
2005.
you,
and her
I don't
second
like your
album eventually
boyfriend.
selling
No
3
way,
million
no
copies
way. I don't
worldwide,
really
but
see
she had already
him.
seen the peak of her music career, and as it slowly dwindled away, she maintained her relevance in the 2010s
Oh my God.
through relationships, various television projects, and her own social media. But the last person on our list has the most unexpected, shocking, and horrifying
killed
incidents
somebody.
that landed them in prison.
Yeah,
In
I remember that
2015,
shit.
The world was dancing to Silent-O's hit song.
Now watch me whip,
The song paired
and
with
watch
the
me
massive
nay-nay.
viral dance, the whip,
Whip,
and the nay-nay.
whip.
All of social
I
media
love
was
it how he
flooded
says
with
it.
videos of
The
people doing
viral dance. The
with
whip.
Vine and He got the single to number 3 on the Billboard.
That song went
100,
number
as well as
3?
1.8 billion views on
Jesus!
YouTube. It is 6 times platinum. Unfortunately, hip-hop dance tracks have a history of being impossible to outdo.
Bro, that's like a
because wherever
Gundam
one
style
artist's
type hit,
culturally
bro.
Iconic, There are hundreds of cheesy failed attempts to recreate the moment. Silent Hill waited 3 years to drop his album Fresh Outta High School, which failed to generate any buzz, and his second album went almost totally unnoticed. But before you could fully count him out, he made a
1.8
decision
billion.
that officially ended his career. On January 21st,
Oh my
2021,
God, is this
the
even
23-year-old
him?
rapper
I thought he was
arrested
fresh out
for
of high
murder of
school.
his
This
cousin,
nigga, God, they look like
34-year-old
he
Frederick Brooks.
like your
after a
uncle's
shooting
uncle.
in DeKalb County, Georgia. Police said officers found Rooks suffering from multiple gunshot wounds.
Hold on, what happened?
at
I want to hear this nigga talk about it.
noticed, but before you
Making
could
it dope.
fully count him out, he made a decision that officially ended his career. On January 21st, 2021, the 23-year-old rapper was arrested for the murder of
He
his
look like a
cousin,
gecko.
34-year-old
His
Frederick
cousin.
Brooks, after a shooting in DeKalb County, Georgia. Police said officers found Rooks suffering from multiple gunshot wounds at a home off of Deep Shoals Circle. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
Damn, he look
Investigators
old as
did
hell
not
for
have a
23.
suspect at the time. Responding officers were able to obtain video from the security cameras of multiple residents and later identified Hawk, or Silento, as the gunman. Silento was arrested February
Jesus.
1st, 2021.
Bro,
and then
he do
later
not look
indicted
like he
by
got
the Georgia
1.8
grand
billion
jury
views on
4
YouTube. He-
felonies.
where
One
is
count
his
of
money?
Malice murder, 1 count of felony murder, aggravated assault, and gun possession during the commission of a felony. As of now, the court has deemed Silento unfit for the safety of the public
Jeez
and will remain
Louise.
incarcerated until further trial. Since the trial has not started yet, we don't know how he did it, we don't know why he did it, and we don't know how long he might be in jail. But we do know is that his career is officially over.
Now watch me whip and watch me go to jail. Watch me go.